Hi, my name is James, and boy, do I have a story for you today. It all started when my family and I moved to the Sunshine State that is Florida. On the first day of 5th grade, I had the expected first day jitters, which was completely natural. As I sat with a group located in the middle of the class, I prayed that this day would go by with me going unnoticed. But that definitely didn't happen. With my head laid on my desk, I heard the teacher call the attendance and stop when she got to my name. She mentioned that we had a new student and beckoned me to the front for an introduction. As I headed to the front of the classroom, I prayed my classmates couldn't tell how nervous I was. Miss Diane stood alongside me with a reassuring pat as I introduced myself. In the end, she made the class welcome me, and then she smiled. I might have been young, but I definitely knew what beauty was. Miss Diane had to have the prettiest smile I had ever seen, plus she made me feel welcome. The 5th grade English class was a breeze for me. Not only did I have friends now, I had Miss Diane. She constantly made everyone feel welcome and loved in class. It was like we all mattered. Then, the school year ended and middle school called out to me. I wished I didn't have to go, but I was sure I would never forget Miss Diane. Fast forward to freshman year of college. The years have gone by, but the memories of Miss Diane still remained intact. As I stood in the aisle at the grocery store in my hometown, I was not with memories of how she smelt that first day in 5th grade. Up close and personal, Miss Diane smelt like coconuts, fresh and tasty coconuts. The smell was so strong for memory, and as I realized that I really could smell coconuts in the present, I saw a ponytail swinging down the aisle connected to a frame that could just as well be Miss Diane. Shock overtook me, and by the time I pulled myself together, she was out of the store. On my drive home to the party my parents were having for me, I wondered just how wild my imagination was becoming. At the party, the smell hit me again, and this time I was 57% sure I was having a stroke. But there she was, live and direct, walking up to me. Let's keep in mind that she didn't look that much over 22 in 5th grade, and now, 7 years later, it was almost as if she aged like fine wine. We spoke at length at the party, and it began to seem like she was the only one I spoke to, but I didn't mind. I wanted this moment to go on forever, and that was further intensified when she leaned in to kiss me. Talk about the highlight of the night. But my excitement was short-lived as she pulled back and went into a strong fit of apologies and how this was wrong. I assured her nothing was wrong and poured out my heart to her, but she kept on apologizing and left the house. Weeks later, I sent her a message on Facebook telling her how much I would love to see her again and how I didn't regret the kiss. She kept on apologizing but accepted my invitation. From that moment on, we became inseparable. I couldn't believe this was happening. The odds were finally in my favor. I couldn't bear to be away from her for too long, so I dropped out of college and moved home. Before you call me names, remember that I have been in love with her for as long as I can remember, and there was no way distance was going to get in the way of that. My parents lost it. My sister, too. They couldn't believe I could be so stupid, their words, not mine, to let a woman ruin my life like this. I told them my life was only beginning to make sense now that I was with her. This was when things really hit the roof. My mother and sister were hell-bent on pricing that some sort of sexual abuse went on when I was in 5th grade, and were set to prosecute Diane. I couldn't believe it. I tell my family I'm in love and they resolve to send the love of my life to jail? Thank goodness we were able to prove that no such nonsense occurred. I was livid. Diane and I moved in together while I got a job nearby, and next spring we were happily married in a quaint garden ceremony. I love my family, but until they accepted my wife for the beautiful soul she is, I didn't want anything to do with them. I pray in time they realize that Diane completes me. She's a perfect fit to the puzzle that is my life.